Welcome everyone. In this tutorial, I will show you how to solo the Eldritch Outlook dungeon from Wynncraft using the most basic armor you can get, using Morph and a Nepta Floodbringer on Mage. So to start off, I will show you a step-to-step guide on how to solo this dungeon with essentially as little money as possible. So Morph here is a basic set, and you can get this entire set for maybe at most 3 LE. Nepta here, you can get this for about 10 EB, and in total this build shouldn't cost you more than 5 LE. I am not using any tomes, just for tutorial purposes, and to ensure that even if you haven't progressed this far to get your tomes, it should still work. My ability tree is mainly on Lightbender, but I do have some Riftwalker. So starting from the top here, going down here, to here, to here. This Winded here and here is going to be essential for the tutorial because this will increase our damage substantially, and we will need this damage. Do not forget this Flute Healing, which you will need to help heal yourself better. And then lastly, this Devitalize here will help you take reduced damage. So this build will probably take you about half an hour to solo the dungeon, but for obvious reasons, if you can get a better build, it will take you a lot faster, though it may be a little bit more glassy. So if you want to play it safe, you can start off with a Morph build and use the ability tree I showed, and it should be very easy to solo as long as you make sure that you're dodging some of the most important attacks that the dungeon will throw at you. Alright, so let's begin. Alright, so this is the entrance of the dungeon. This is just the opening of the dungeon. So nothing too fancy here. Alright, in the first room you have the mirror room. So essentially what you need to do is you need to collect 16 tokens, and the way to collect these tokens is you need to kill enemies. But every time you go across the mirror, only 4 of the enemies will spawn, they'll each drop a token. So you need to go back and forth between the mirror room to get all the 16 tokens you need, so 4 times. On this side of the room that I am in right now, these guys do not drop tokens, but on the other side they do. These inverse spirits are the ones that drop tokens, and then these ones that shoot a bunch of skulls at you do not drop tokens. Now it's essential to remember that you do not use up your mana all the way, because you will need some backup mana in case you encounter some emergencies. So there's 4 already. Now I need to go into this mirror. Sometimes walking in the mirror doesn't help. You might have to teleport through. You do not need to kill these guys, but it may be a little bit helpful too, because you will have to come back to this room 3 more times afterwards. One thing to note is your spell cycle. Cast heal, wait for the second pulse of heal, and then cast heal, then do an Ice Snake, wait for the second pulse of heal, then cast heal again. That way you ensure that you heal more than once per heal spell, and you make sure your Phantom Orbs are up. Okay, that's round 2. Try not to tank too much, but in this room you should be relatively tanky enough that it won't really matter too much. It's also a good idea to get up close, so that your Orphanamorphs that are circling around you can deal damage, because those Orphanamorphs right here, those ones, they deal a good amount of damage. I also forgot to mention, I should not be using any aspects here. Okay. Now this should be the last one. The curse you have that you see right now, I would save it for the mini bosses up ahead, but you can use it in this room. But it's not really necessary. There we go. Doors open. In this second room is what we call the bridge room. So your goal is to get across this bridge into that door as fast as possible before getting knocked off. In case you do get knocked off, you do need to run again. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm gonna get knocked off. These guys move relatively fast and they have a lot of knockback. So if you happen to fall down here, what you need to do is not kill the mobs, but just run. These guys do hurt a little bit. You run to this beacon, and stand on it. Now you're back at the bridge room. Okay. Now if your mobility isn't fast enough, I would recommend slowly going over and killing these guys and holding shift down so you don't get knocked over. If there are multiple people in this room at the time, more of these mobs will spawn. So it's essential that the one with the lowest mobility go first. But because this is a solo video, it's not going to be necessary. Simply either knock them off or kill them. Now as a mage, you can teleport. I would just teleport through the entire bridge without attacking these guys. But again, for the purposes of this tutorial, for other classes that may not have much mobility, just attack. Shotguns guys right behind me, but I'm taking care of these spiders first. That guy right there. So now at this point, oh shoot, they spawned again. Yeah, you don't want to get back too far, otherwise they will spawn again. So what I do once you get to this point is just book it. There you go, shotgun guy got moved. And now you're in the next phase. Alright. So for this place, you need to fight 5 mini bosses. You spawn in a 3x3 room, so this is the first room out of the 3x3 rooms. So there are 9 rooms total, but you only need to fight 5 of them. Your goal is to kill all the mini bosses in sequential order. Now the problem with this boss is he has a lot of regeneration, so you want to make sure you don't get too distracted on the minions, and you want to curse on him as much as possible and build up your winded too. There you go. Now generally I go this way first. Excuse me. I go in a zigzag pattern, so I go this way first, and the next one I'm gonna go towards the right. The reason is there is one mini boss that may hurt more than usual, and he likes to shoot at you. So I try to avoid that boss. I go this way. Next one, I'm gonna go that way. Now, in general, it doesn't really matter too much, but if you want to play it safe, follow the direction of the rooms that I'm going in. When you're low, teleport away and heal. You should have enough mana if you aren't spamming spells too much, and you shouldn't be spamming spells too much. There you go. This room is the more dangerous one, so I go with this room. Because for this room, the mini boss just goes in the corner, and you can just whack him down. The only problem is the minions that come attack you. These guys kind of hurt, as you can see right now. But as long as you keep whacking him every once in a while, he'll just stay in the corner there. There we go. There we go. Now we can start. Make sure you don't tank too much. Unlike me, I am tanking a lot. These guys, they like to explode on you. There we go. Alright, for this final mini boss is the hardest one. I would keep watch of all the minions on you and make sure they don't swarm you. Teleport every once in a while. You're basically gonna do a little bit of a hit and run because you don't want to get surrounded. More minions are going to spawn as time goes on, so you want to make sure you clear those minions before they overwhelm you too much. When you curse, make sure you can time your curse such that you're gonna attack the boss for the next 4 seconds. I messed up my curse. Yeah, there's a little bit too many minions right now. I gotta be real careful. I need to clear them. It's okay if you're not fighting the boss all the time. Some of your AoE attacks will hit the boss, and you'll slowly chip him down. He does not have regen, so you can take your time. Luckily, these minions don't hurt too much, as long as you don't get swarmed. It's almost down. Alright, he's down. As soon as he's down, run. There we go. Okay, part 4 is the parkour. This is where people struggle the most. So what I would recommend is go to options, go to field of view, and shrink it down to the lowest you can go. Look straight down, and walk and shift. You see this red dot here? That's where your player is standing. Hold shift. You can see this red dot follows you. This is the edge of my platform here. So what you want to do is you want to look at the next one right here. Stand here and run, jump. You're going to continue doing that and take your time. Most important thing is to take your time. If the zoom is too much, what you can always do is you can set back to your regular FOV, install a mod that allows you to zoom like I have right now, and then just look around. So right now in my normal field of view, I'm looking around. I can see that my next jump is here, 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 and so on. I need to take a closer look. Shift, zoom in. Now I'm standing right about the edge, and I jump. Make sure you sprint and jump at the same time. So whatever your sprint button is, your forward button, and then jump at the same time. So I hold down to sprint, and then run, and jump. Oh, there we go. Make sure you abuse your shift button. You will need your shift button a lot. And you just keep going like this. There are checkpoints. Every time you reach this is considered a checkpoint. There are 4 parkours, each one getting harder and harder. Make use of this red dot as much as possible. If helpful, You can give yourself speed boost if you're an archer, or ritualist from shaman. If not, that's fine. So for this jump here, you can either jump this way or this way. This is a 3-block jump. Over here is a little bit shorter, but it means you have to jump twice. I prefer, if there's 3-block jump, it should be relatively easy to do, but anything with 4-block jump, try to avoid it. There are a couple of 4-block jumps in the last parkour section. Those are used for shortcuts, for speedrunning, but for this tutorial, I would not recommend doing it. As you can see, the parkour gets higher and higher. So again, zoom in a little bit. Now you can see, now this super zoomed in FOV isn't that zoomed in anymore because of how high you are. Here's a 3-block jump here. So if you need to, you can get a sprint jump, a running start. Alright. This is the hardest part. This one you're gonna go in base, essentially a zigzag motion all the way through. Interestingly, there's no red dot here. So since there's no red dot here, what you need to do is make sure you're looking straight down and then use your cursor as your red dot. I'm unsure why there's no red dot here. And this is a shortcut right here, but I'm skipping it for this video. Do not worry if it takes you half an hour to do this parkour. I am pretty sure for most people, it has taken them half an hour to do it, myself included. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time. If you need to leave, you can always leave in the middle and you will respawn back right where you left off. And now I'm at the end. Make sure you reset your field of view and continue. Alright, this is also a rest area, so when you're ready, if you have any consumables, use them. Again, for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll have nothing but Morph. Okay, there are 4 phases of the boss. Each phase gets more difficult as you continue to damage the boss. I will explain each phase as we go. Let's begin. The eye has 5 million health. You want to stand kind of close to him, but at the same time you need to watch your back, as these gazers here will continuously spawn from the eye itself. In later phases, it will also spawn in the back as well. Do not get overwhelmed by these guys. So what you see here is what we call wave move. The wave move occurs when the eye turns his iris around like that. Pupil actually. Turns around in a 360 is when it shoots at you. So a good move is have it aim on one direction and you teleport in the other, or you teleport straight up. On other classes, you will need to figure it out. If you have done the Nameless Anomaly, treat it like a laser. The wave deals massive damage. There you go. It also aims straight up too. So if you can manage to bait it to shoot at you while straight up, then you can just walk under it. Another thing is, do not stand far back too much. Right here, because these eyes will start shooting at you. If you need to catch your breath, I recommend staying over here or over here, but make sure you keep an eye on the boss at all times. When you do that, make sure you kill all the gazers before going back in. And you're just gonna repeat like this over and over and over again. Be careful of your mana. Shoot. If you get caught in a wave, either teleport straight up or straight through. If you're on other classes, use high mobility spells. Remember, read the eye. You will need to read him. Go. The gazers, as you can tell, are very easy to kill, but they can get overwhelming real quick, and they deal a good amount of damage. If you have a lot of them stacked on you, it can kill you very fast. So you need to make sure that you clear them. I would only curse the eye, or courage if you have courage, if you know you can damage the eye within the next 4 seconds for maximum damage. Okay, we're about to enter the second phase. This is the interlude phase. Simply just look up and run. Be careful not to step on these purple platforms. There we go. We're now in the second phase. That is called a laser. I've missed my timing on that, but with this build, you should be relatively tanky enough to tank the laser. The laser deals massive damage to you. Okay, purple stuff are gone. Oh! I missed. So you can tell he does a laser, again, when he does a 360. So this is a 180 actually, not 360. That 180 is the wave. That's a 360. There you go. So, once he does a 360, he has about 2 seconds before he shoots. Just teleport out. Or use other mobility spells on other classes. Here's a 180. It's a wave. Here's a 180. That's a wave. I think he just did a 360. Yeah, there we go. Teleport a little too late. $180. 180. Nope, that's a 360. There you go. You need to literally keep an eye on him, both figuratively and literally. Otherwise, you won't be able to read him, and it may cause a death sentence for you. Again, reminder that this is a solo. Ah, shoot. I missed that. So obviously, with more people, you won't need to be careful as I am. But if you can't get anyone to help you out, it's very essential that you read him. I did not realize that 360, but as long as you keep moving, you can dodge a good amount of his attacks even if you fail to read him. 180. There's too many gazers, I need to clear them. I think this. When he stops attacking you like that, it might mean it's a laser. $180. That's a 360. Ooh. $180. There you go. Yeah, careful not to get overwhelmed. The winded debuff. Wow. The winded debuff from Devitalize will help you a lot immensely here. 30 winded means you take 15% less damage. Essentially the same thing as 15% weakened enemy. It is very good. So if you mess up, it shouldn't hurt too much. As you can see, I have messed up multiple. Oh, right there as well. I just messed up multiple times. Which is why it's absolutely vital on Mage class to keep healing. On other classes, make sure you have enough HPR and health pots. Max out your health pots. And make sure you have substantial HPR in case of mistakes like these. Alright, here we go. On the second interface, again, you're just dodging these eyes. Same thing as before. Okay. Now, that attack right there is what we call the 4 attack. What he essentially does is he lunges straight at you, and if you happen to be there in that spot at the moment, he will bite you and kind of eat you. And you take massive damage. You take even more damage if there are other people attacking while you're inside. The only way you can get out is you wait. So if you happen to get trapped in there, you need to heal as much as you can. So when he does it again, I will demonstrate. I spam healing pots, and if you have anyone else with you, to make sure they stop attacking. But because this is a solo, just survive. Oh, I missed it. It's a good idea to stay in a range like this so he can't ever bite you. I think I was a little too late. Okay, you see all these gazers here? They're starting to get a little overwhelming. Oh, ow. Holy moly. That amount of gazers will kill you. I missed it again. But yeah, genuinely, as long as you're staying right about here, you're fine. I think he missed me again. Here we go. Ah, right there. Okay. So he doesn't exactly trap you, but he lunges you straight in the air, and you take massive damage. There were some changes between 2.0 and 2.1, so that is why that information I have was inaccurate. Alright, he is almost on the 4th phase. That is a lot of gazers. Ow. Ah, there you go. Just teleport down and heal up as you teleport down. Watch your mana. Don't spam spells too much. As long as you keep using healing. Gazer. Wrench. You need to kill the wrench. You don't kill the wrench on time, the whole arena explodes, and you take 90% true damage. 90% of your health as true damage, of your current health. If that were to occur, all you need to do, if you can't kill the wrench on time, which is about 10 seconds, back off from the eye, kill all the gazers you see at the moment, and teleport around. Stay in the two somewhat safe spots I've mentioned earlier, here and here, and keep moving. Once you take damage, heal up and run. Don't get touched by these gazers, otherwise you will probably die. Once you healed up, oh, here we go again. I would recommend saving your curse for it. So he tends to do it right when he's about to hit his 4th phase, which is very soon. So he only has 98k health left. Let's finish him off. Oh, there's too many gazers, hold up. Okay. Oh, laser! Okay, 4th phase. He now throws out the actual eye itself, and he kind of chases you around the arena and throws a lot of explosions at you. So just keep moving around and keep healing. Highly recommend to get high mobility and high AoE because you will miss a good amount of your attacks. So as Mage, simply teleport, heal, and teleport. Occasional ice snakes if you can. Curse won't generally help you here too much, because hitting him is actually pretty difficult. As you can see, he keeps flying up. Just simply rely on your AoE attacks. Don't forget your gazers. Don't forget to kill them. On a side note, this dungeon is very good to completing your daily objectives just because of how many gazers spawn and they're very easy to kill. And I guess a good stealing method. As you can see with a bunch of emeralds on the floor. So if you don't let him touch you, he won't explode. Just keep attacking him and he'll keep having to get flung away like this. Or you can just teleport back and forth like I did earlier. To play it safe, I would teleport back and forth. He's almost dead. And now he's dead. If you made it this far, congratulations, you won. Now you have unlocked a boss altar, an endgame quest, and a secret discovery, which I will not mention. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you learned on how to solo the Eldritch Outlook from Wynncraft, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.